Hello everyone, I am Kiran Joshi. Hope you all are doing well. Children, here I am presenting the first video of Class 8 Civics, Chapter 4, Understanding Laws. Children, in the third chapter of Class 8 Civics, we learnt that in India the Parliament or Sansad is in charge of making laws. Let's now learn whether these laws apply to everyone and if yes, whether it was always like this. We already know that the members of the Constituent Assembly agreed that there should be no misuse of authority or power in the independent India. And to ensure it, they made several provisions in the Constitution so that the rule of law would be established by those provisions. Now you may have the question, what is rule of law or what does it mean? So children, it means that all laws apply equally to every citizen of the country. The law cannot discriminate among people on the grounds of their caste, religion or gender. Whether a person is a government official or very rich person or even the President of India, nobody is above the law. For every crime or the violation of law, there is a specific punishment and a specific process to check and establish the person's guilt. This is the situation of the present day. But what about in the past? So children, if we talk about the ancient India, there were several laws and many a times these laws were overlapping. That means there were many laws for same type of crime or guilt. As we know, in ancient India, different communities had their own administrative areas or regions. They had their autonomy of applying these laws. Even in some cases, if two different persons had committed same type of crime, the punishment differed and depended on the caste background of the guilty persons. If the guilty person was from lower caste, the punishment could be very harsh and severe. Slowly, the rule of law started to develop during the colonial period. Children, many people believe that in India the rule of law was introduced by the British. However, many historians disagree with this claim. Here are the two reasons why many historians don't accept British as the introducers of rule of law. The first reason is that the colonial law was arbitrary or dictatorial. And the second reason was that the Indian nationalists played a significant role in the evolution of the rule of law in British India. Let's understand it by discussing it in detail. The example that the colonial law was arbitrary was the Sedition Act of 1870. Children, if someone says, writes or does something that encourages people to disobey their government, it is called sedition. But this idea of sedition was taken in a very broad sense in this act. As per this act, anyone who protested or criticized the British government was to be arrested without due trial. One more example of British arbitrariness was the Rowlatt Act 1919, which is also known as the Black Act. As per this act, the British government could put people in the prison without due trial. Children, you must have heard about Jallianwala Bagh massacre. How this incident is associated with Rowlatt Act, let's see. In Punjab, two nationalist leaders, Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Saifuddin Kichlu, were arrested in protesting against this Rowlatt Act. When a peaceful meeting was being held in Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar against these arrests, General Dyer entered the park with troops, closed the only exit and ordered troops to fire at the gathering. Several hundred people were killed and many more were wounded. As the British were using their authority in an arbitrary way, many Indian nationalists started protesting and criticizing it. Indian nationalists started protesting against such rules which they were being forced to obey and began demanding about the idea of law based on ideas of justice. By the end of 19th century, career in the field of law and judiciary became popular among Indians. Now these legal professionals, means lawyers and judges, started defending the legal rights of Indians with the help of using the law. Indian judges especially played a very important role in making decisions. Thus we can say, children, that the rule of law evolved during the colonial period, and in its evolution Indians played a significant role in several ways. Dear children, after the independence, when we adopted our constitution, it became the foundation for making various laws by our representatives. Every year, our representatives pass new laws and amend the uh, present laws. Children, I hope you remember about the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, about which you read in class 6. That sons, daughters and their mothers have the right to get equal share of family property. It was an example of revising the existing law. In the same way, as per the demand or requirement of the people, several new laws are also passed. For example, new laws have been enacted to controlling pollution, to provide employment, etc. Now, how do people come to know about the necessity of a new law or the revision in the existing law? This is the topic which we will be covering in the next video of this chapter. So now here are some questions for you to revise. First question: how was the system of law during ancient times in India? Second, what was the Sedition Act 1870? Third question, what do you mean by the rule of law? Fourth question, write a brief note on the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. Children, if you found this video helpful and wish to watch more of such content, do consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if you have any query or comment, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you.